Hey guys, welcome to Well Past Podcast. I'm Denzel.
And I'm Devereka.
Yeah, and so this is a thing that we're gonna do. We're gonna play rock, paper, scissors just to see who is gonna host the session. And we're gonna do it from here on out. So let's go.
Yeah, so we want to do this to see who's going to start off, pretty much.
Yeah. Every
this
session.
episode. Yes.
Yeah.
So you ready?
Yeah. Ready?
All right. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I won.
All right. Yeah. Hand it
All
over
right,
to
guys.
you.
So welcome to Well Past Podcast.
Mhm.
Once again, I'm your host, Devereka. My co-host is Denzel right here beside me. That's him laughing over there. And today we'll be digging deeper into the aspect of wealth. As you can see in our name, we're called Wealth Past Podcast.
Mhm.
But let's get started. We're going to dig deeper.
Mhm.
So before we get there, I want to talk about our slogan. We have a new slogan we want to introduce to you guys, and it is called...
Go for it.
So for those who don't understand, it means go for it in English. In Patois, it is go feet, right? So we can practice together. Ready? Go feet. All right, that's it. So we want to speak about wealth in this aspect, but not just a typical wealth that we all know as finance.
Which is financial wealth.
Right? So to define wealth, wealth is determined as the total market value of all physical and intangible assets owned, then subtracting all debts. And this is found on investopedia.com.
Okay.
Right? So the key things we want to pay attention to is the physical and intangible assets owned. Right? So of course, when you saw our name, you think, oh, they're going to talk about money. But no, we're going to talk about all aspects of life.
Yeah,
because
wealth.
wealth is what? What is wealth?
Wealth is life. And life is wealth.
Wealth is the abundance of something, right?
I know. I'm just messing you. So like Bob right here. Wealth is life and life is wealth.
Yes. So
sound like something that he would say, right?
yes. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just to get that out of the way, we're not just here to talk about money or finance. We're here to talk about just life as general, right? So that's why we chose the name Wealth Pass. Wealth as in abundance of something, and pass as in you get a pass to do something, like a passport, a ticket. You know, when you go to an event, you usually want to get a pass. When you go to the to Disney World, Disneyland, or Legoland, anything, they give you a pass. So we want to make sure that we're handing off the information to you guys as we know it, and just to share our lives with you. And also want to learn from you guys. So that's the whole aspect of the name. But don't forget our slogan.
Go for it.
All right, there we go. So we have different types of wealth, right? And the first one we're going to start off with is the most popular one, which we just spoke about, is financial wealth. So what is financial wealth, Denzel?
Huh?
I'm the host today. Remember, I won.
I know. I mean, financial wealth is, we always think about it like, okay, somebody that's rich with money.
Wealthy.
You know, wealthy,
Yes.
you know, rich with money. Yeah, that's the main thing when you think about financial wealth. It's just money.
Yeah. And we have different types of money, different types of wealth, right? So we have what? What kind of wealth we have?
Well, we could stocks, you know, real estate.
Yeah, cash.
You know.
Cryptocurrency. Anything that you regard to that can be changed to finances. And remember, I said before, it can be intangible. You can't touch it. I'm sure if you try to touch your Bitcoin and your
you can't.
Dogecoin and your stocks, you can't really touch them.
Dogecoin.
You can look at them, but you can't touch them. You can't hold it in your hand like that. I mean, I know you have the Bitcoin, the actual coin, but you know what I'm talking about. You can't. It's intangible. So those are different types of finances. But be minded, for this episode, we're not going to go deep into the finance aspect because we all know what financial wealth is. So another thing we want to bring up with this topic is mindset. Like your mindset has an effect. On
everything that
the financial wealth as well as the other wealth. Because I feel like to do anything in life, your mindset has to be a certain way. For some people, say like a madman or a madwoman can't function because their mindset isn't right. So, you know, just a thought. Your mindset affects all aspect of wealth, all aspect of your life. So that's something we want to bring up. Anything you want to input?
No, let's just continue to flow from here. You know?
So the next thing we want to speak about on the wealth aspect is social wealth.
Social wealth.
So for our viewers, what do you guys regard as your social wealth? What does social wealth mean?
All right. Nowadays, social wealth Yeah, social world can be your friends, social
Relationships.
media, relationships.
Yes.
People tend to focus on social media with, social world. Like,
Yes.
okay, on Instagram, like how many followers do you have? All those stuff, so people, because
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people I would consider that social world.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I think
Yeah,
it is.
and that's pretty much what I think it is too.
Mm-hmm.
And be in mind that this is all a bit opinion based because our social world might be different from your social world, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's all opinion based, some people's life is on social media, but because you're not on social media, because we know people that don't have a life on social media, they like to stay away from it. That doesn't mean they don't have social wealth, right? Because they could just be the relationships that they have.
Yeah,
friends, your clique, your tribe, your best friends, your acquaintances, your family. This can all be your social wealth. Everybody's in a different stage in their life. So I want to mention that if you're a high schooler listening to us, if you're popular in high school, you may consider that to be a wealthy social life or social wealth. No, some of us may not regard popularity as social wealth. It's all opinion based and based on your person or your personality. Because if you're an introvert, you may not care to be popular. You may have 2 or 3 friends, and that's what you regard as being wealthy socially. Like that would be me personally.
All opinion-based people.
Yes. Like for me, I'm okay with having 2, 3 friends. I don't care for the whole heap of friends. I just need to have a tribe, 2 or 3. One is okay too. That I can trust, that has my back.
I'm the one.
That I can trust and have my back, because in the day I can call these people if I need support or I need them to help me through something. And I could call that social wealth. You have some people that have a whole bunch of people, but they don't have nobody to call if there's an emergency.
That's true.
So we just want to focus on the whole aspect of different type of wealth. And the whole aim of this topic is to bring to your attention different wealth around us that we may not hear about all the time.
And not just the financial wealth that we always hear about.
Yes.
So.
And it brings us back. This is whole thing is to show you why we're doing what we do and why we're naming the podcast, why we name it. It's all a strategy, So there's more to it, right? Next thing is time. You mentioned time earlier, so
time. When you think about time, well, I think about just freedom. Just freedom to do whatever you want with your time. In a sense, like, okay, all right, if you're an entrepreneur, it's gonna take you some time to actually say, okay, you know what, I have time well now. I have free time to do anything that I want. So I think I will consider time well just freedom in a sense.
Freedom of time. And we all know that time is something that none of us can control. Out of all these things, yes, we have some control over everything, but time, we really have no control at all. We can control what we do with our time, but we don't know how much time we have. We can control money in a way, we can control how much we have and how much we get or work for whatever. We can control our social, but we really have zero control over time except the what that's allotted to us. Right? So, and time, social, back up. Time wealth, it depends on what you care to spend your time with. That's pretty much what it is. If you're constantly working, you may not regard yourself as time
especially
wealthy.
with, like, as I said, like, okay, for instance, a 9 to 5.
Right.
You go to work at least 5 days a week, 8 hours.
You may not consider yourself time wealthy, but you could also consider your time wealthy if you have great time management. So time management, tie into this whole time wealth thing. And we have a lot of people in the millennial generation, which we are, if you don't know. Our generation is changing the whole game and structure
that's true.
of professions or working or careers, because we know that careers and professions and work or whatever you want to call it ties into a lot of our time. That's where we spend a lot of our time at, more than we spend with our family and those who are important to us. So a lot of millennials are quitting jobs, working online. That's based on just what you want to do. Some people are just traveling and they make money traveling. We see all these things on social media, and this is because this is how they want to spend their time. But having a lot of time, to me personally, don't mean that you're time wealthy. It's all based on what you do with your time. But everything is all based on you personally.
Opinion based.
Opinion based. So, like I said, back to what we were mentioning. This is all just to introduce you to different types of wealth.
Yeah.
Right. The next thing is physical wealth. What comes to mind with physical wealth?
Your mind. That's the first thing I think about when you talk about it. Because your mind. your mind. And all right, physical wealth. All right. Diet. Like, what do you intake? And not just food per se.
Right.
What do you listen to? What do you watch?
Think about your senses.
Yeah.
If you don't know what your senses are,
God have mercy.
it is what you feel, what you taste, what you hear, what you see. Think about all your senses. So when you think about that, it breaks down the different types of aspect of what you intake in your diet, because whatever you eat or you consume through your mouth, you have to do with your taste, but of course it goes into your digestive system and then through your body, so the effects it has on your body would affect your health, and health has to do with physical. But what Denzel mentioned was the mind, which has to do with mental, because some people regard mental health as different, but no, mental health is a part of physical health.
It's a part
if
of
you
it.
go to your
I believe
doctor,
so.
you can get a referral to see mental health. It can be therapy, counseling, psychiatric, different things. It could also be like social work, anything like that. It's all, to me, a part of
it is.
your body.
I believe so.
The part of your whole, your
believe
body
so.
on a
And
whole.
based off experience as
Yes.
well. So yeah, I believe so.
And it goes back to what I said earlier about mindset. Your mindset can also tie into your mental health.
Yeah.
Because if you're struggling with, for example, anxiety, depression, PTSD, anything like that, it may not, you may not be able to function.
Yeah, it may put a
100%
toll on you physically
at a certain time. Not saying for the rest of your life, but maybe today you're dealing with a little bit more depression or anxiety than yesterday. So you probably just want to stay at home today and I don't know, do whatever you do to cope with that. So it has to do with your health. For those who deal with depression, they may be withdrawal and don't want to deal with social life. So it all ties into different types of wealth. So yeah, that's physical health, your lifestyle. We want to encourage you guys to if you are feeling anything regarding to that when it comes to mental health, don't be scared to speak to somebody. It could be somebody that you look up to. It could be a family. It could be a friend. It could be medical attention. Just speaking to somebody could help, right? And also we want to talk about like just being active.
Gym,
try meditation.
yoga.
Yes, anything like that.
Yeah.
And breathing exercises. Look up breathing exercises.
That's a big one. That's a big one. I never thought I would hear somebody saying like, okay, like you just sit down regularly and the doctor or somebody can be like, oh, you're not breathing right. Like, how do you mean I'm not breathing right? I've been doing this from
you feel
birth,
like you have enough experience in breathing.
Yeah. I'm supposed to have a PhD in breathing by now. You understand? But like, so breathing is really a big thing. It's really a big thing when it comes to mental health and physical health. Or
health in general.
Health in general. Yeah.
Yeah. And the one thing I like about the breathing exercises is it can be done anywhere. I know a lot of us feel this way going to work. We get up in the morning, we're just like, do I really have to go to work today?
You start the day
right?
wrong,
Or some of us may have anxiety just to go to work because whatever is at that workplace might get us anxious. Could be the leadership, somebody particular there. What you have to do that day could make you anxious.
Yeah.
So you could just do it right there before you get up, right? And if you get to work in the car, if you're driving or whatever it is, however you get to work, you could just do a couple breathing exercises before you walk in. For those, some people may have some, stress levels when it comes to coming home because they maybe have a lot of kids at home or, whatever is going on at home.
Yeah.
Right. That may cause stress. You could do it when you park into the parking lot or, right in front of your house, do a couple breathing exercises and walk in just to decompress your whole body.
Yeah.
That's it for physical health. We're going to go on to spiritual health.
Oh, Lord.
For our viewers, what or listeners?
I want you guys.
I would
to
like to know your opinion on spiritual health.
Comment on spiritual wealth.
Wealth, yes.
Yeah, I think for
because we know that this is a touchy topic. So we want to know what your views are, and we won't get too deep into this one. This won't be quick because this one, out of all of them, I think is more personal.
Yeah. For me, growing up, as you know, growing up in Jamaica, I think people tend to tie spiritual wealth with just religion.
Yes.
And religion and spirituality is two different things.
Yes.
Two different
You can
things.
be religious but not be spiritual.
Exactly.
You can be spiritual but not religious.
You know? And then and they used to tie it to like, okay, you're spiritual, but like, okay, they used to consider like, okay, all right, for instance, like, how close are you to God? And things that they consider you being close to God is like, okay, are you reading the Bible every day? Are you praying every day? Are you going to church on Sunday or Saturday? It depends on, you know? Yeah, so.
Yeah, so with spiritual health, ask yourself, what do you regard yourself as? Right? A lot of time religion can be based on like a tradition. For example, like a lot of us are in the Christianity group because that's like one of the most popular religion in our area, right? Or demographic, right? So going to church every Saturday or Sunday based on whichever day you go to church, right? That could be a tradition or a routine. But sometimes we're just doing it because of routine or tradition. That could be a part of being religious. But not spiritual, because you can't think to yourself what you gain from going, because maybe you're not into it so much, but you're doing it just because that's what you grew up to do.
I used to do
so that's an easy way of developing see wherever we side you're on, but do some more research to see where you fall. For spiritual, some people don't believe in something or someone. They don't have a particular thing that they believe in.
A particular deity,
so
or,
so it all depends on where you lie with spiritual health. But like I said, this is all opinion based and very personal, because I may think I'm spiritual and I may think you're not spiritual, but you are spiritual. But I can't tell, because I don't know. I can't tell based on you. It's very personal, right? So, and you can be spiritual but not religious, like we said. So you maybe don't believe in a God, for example, but you believe in yourself that you are spiritual. So it's all very personalized that I think with that. That's why we're not going to dig too deep into this part, but just know that there's a thing called spiritual wealth, right? And what we mentioned earlier in physical wealth or being healthy is some people, they're very deep into connecting with whatever they're connected to, especially with meditation, or they look to certain things for guidance or a feeling. And sometimes we talk about some things that we talk about, like affirmation and manifestation. All this may have to do with spirituality too, because some people feel like they're very connected to whatever they believe in. So because of this, they may regard themselves as being spiritually wealthy, right? And you have some people, to be honest, that don't feel connected to anything. So they cannot relate to some things that you may speak about when you say manifestation or affirmation or speaking into the atmosphere. These are things that we hear all over.
On a daily, especially on social media.
Right.
When you go to Instagram, it's like,
yes. So this is all very personal. So you know where you lie with that. But the whole essence of this topic is just to introduce you to different things other than finance. So when we say we're going to have our podcast named Wealth Pass, it's not just about money.
No.
There's different aspects of your life. So just to recap, it's financial wealth, which we all know, money. Social wealth, that has to do with your status and, different things like that. Time wealth, that has to do with freedom, freedom of time. Your physical wealth has to do with your health. And remember, mental health is also part of this. Right? And spiritual health. Spiritual wealth. These are different types of wealth. So, yeah.
Yep. So, I think we actually talk a lot for today.
Yes, this is a quick topic, guys. Like, this one doesn't involve digging too deep, because it's a broad topic, and we would like to get deeper into other episodes. But overall, speaking about introducing these aspects or thoughts to you guys, it is very simple.
Yep, guys. So tune in to the next episode. We're going to have episodes every Wednesday, right? Every Wednesday at 6
p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah. So every Wednesday. So check us out on our social media outlets.
At My Wealth Pass.
Yeah. Listen to us on Spotify,
Apple Music. Wherever you listen to podcasts, you will find us.
We'll be
and
there.
while we're at this topic, please give us your 5-star ratings.
Just
on whichever platform you're listening to us. Please like and rate us and share us with whoever, your friends, your family, whoever you're around. Share us, because I'm sure they'll enjoy this information.
Yeah.
And also comment in the comment section, offer posts on social media, exactly your thoughts on this episode and whatever topics you want to hear from us. You know, we actually love
we
the
love your
feedback from you guys.
You know, just give us some
and if there's
input.
something you don't like or something you like, just let us know. And we're going to go ahead and jump to the shout out section of this podcast where we shout out some small businesses that we are currently supporting. And while we're about to shout them out, let us know if you want us to shout out your business. DM us on Instagram at mywealthpass and we'll be happy to shout out your business. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and shout out Denzel's business, his clothing line. It is called Mobile Kid. Tell us more about it real quick. 10 seconds.
Yeah, Mobile Kid. Yeah, it's just a clothing line that I came up with probably like 3 years ago. Yeah, it's just a name. It's just like, okay, you know what, let me start a clothing line. And that was just the first thing that came to me. So yeah.
Where can we follow you at?
At Mobile Kid on Instagram.
Yep. So
or at shopmobilekid@gmail.com if you want to, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
So Mobile Kid, for those who know how to spell it, is M as in monkey, OBAY, kid, like a child. So Mobile Kid, it is called Mobile Kid because we're from Montego Bay, Jamaica, otherwise known as Mobile for short. So that's the whole name of it. I want to shout out a journal that we have a friend that does journals and she's a big advocate on mental health. Her name is Marquita in your business, but her journals are called On Purpose Journals. You can find her on Instagram at On Purpose Journals or Marquita in your business. Go ahead and shout her out on whatever it is. Share her information. Check her out. She have awesome journals on whatever it is, you know, so check her out. I also want to shout out a journal that I myself did and somebody else. Her name is Tierra. We did it. It is a military journal. It's called Reset Journals, right? It makes sense, right? Reset Journals. And this is really for the military community currently serving or have served in the past. So that's quickly. Anybody else you want to shout out? Or that's it?
My mother, my father.
And the t-shirt that Denzel's wearing is from who?
I think David Shans, right?
Yes.
Sleep is for suckers. So yeah, big up. Yeah, I like it. Yep.
So that is it. So that brings us to the end of this episode. We hope that this episode was actually beneficial to you, and most of all that you actually enjoyed our discussion. And as always, thank you for tuning in and for listening to Wealth Pass Podcast. Want to shout out to our YouTube videos that are watching. Also, if you don't know, we are putting this
YouTube viewers.
If you're listening to us you can listen to us on YouTube as well, or watch us on YouTube as well. So there's 2 ways you can listen to us and watch us, right?
Yeah. So all right, big up people. Just remember, every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah, we'll drop a video. All right. So bless up, stay safe, and always remember, go for it.
Right. And that brings us to the end. Once again, my name is Devereka. This is my co-host,
Denzel.
All right. See you soon.